Welcome all. I am Satish Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE from Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology. In this video, I am going to explain about UML class diagrams. So these are all the topics to be covered in this video. Introduction to UML class diagrams, diagram of one class, class attributes, class methods, commands, and example of a class diagram. So UML class diagrams. What is meant by UML class diagrams? Before going into this, we just know about object-oriented system. So these UML diagrams can be used in object-oriented design and analysis. So first you start with analysis, then go for design, and then go for implementation. In that case, these class diagrams are very essential when you are developing a software system with the help of object-oriented basis. So what is class diagram? So class diagram is very simple diagram that provides interaction between the classes, how one class can interact with other class. Also, what are the operations to be performed on that class, and what are the attributes of that class that will be defined in this class diagram. And what are the things which are not available in this class diagram means the detail of how the class interact with other class, algorithm details, as well as how the behavior has been implemented. Here the behavior means the methods, how the methods are implemented. These details are not available in this class diagram. It only provides the abstract structure of the system. And you can see the diagram of one class. A class consists of a rectangle with three compartments. So first compartment represents the class name. Here it is rectangle for the first example. The second one is the student is the class name. In the second compartment, it represents the attributes. What are all the variables used in this class, or what are the variables belongs to this particular class that will be declared in the second compartment. Third compartment represents the methods or operations. You can call it as operations that will going to be performed with the help of that class. And here you can see the notations minus with colon int. So this is the general way to represent an attribute. Similarly, in the methods column you can see plus rectangle with int with colon int comma height colon int. So generally in other programming languages we just use the int a. It's like in C programming, let's say for example. But this class diagram is a general one. It's not belongs to any particular programming language. It's a general one. So we are following this particular constraints. Start with the visibility. Let's see what is that visibility and all. Minus here slash plus. These are all the visibilities that indicates private, public, derived, package like that. That we'll see in the next slide. So just understand how to represent it. Start with visibility name, then variable name, then colon. After that, the type. What type of data to be used in this class. You can see here the visibility. So to declare or identify any attributes, this is the general format. It starts with visibility. Visibility can be any one of these: public, protected, private, package, or even derived. So public, we all know that if you declare it as a public, that can be available throughout the program. So in the entire class it can be available. Similarly, if you declare it as a private, those members are available only within that particular class. And hash. Hash indicates protected. Protected means the first level inheritance or first level subclass can have access to the members of its superclass or base class. And also the package is a default one, and derived is another visibility which you may not familiar with it. What is that derived means? You can derive new value from already existing value. For example, if you know the date of birth, the date of birth is one attribute. So with the help of date of birth, we can able to find age. So that's a derived attribute. So you can mention which type of attribute we want, that can be specified here. If you want to make it as a private one, put the symbol minus. So all of these symbols to be used, you can see here. Plus is for public, hash is for protected, minus is for private, and tilde symbol, this is called a tilde, whereas this tilde is used as a destructor symbol in C++. And this one is the derived slash. And you can also see the static attributes are underlined. If there is any static attributes used in the class, that can be denoted by putting the underline on that attribute. So in this rectangle, minus width minus height, which means these two attributes are declared as a private attributes, which is not visible outside the class. And what are the operations? Operations means methods, the same procedure whatever we followed in declaration of attributes. So start with the visibility, then method name. After that, in the function bracket, you can provide parameters. What are all the parameters to be used in that particular class? And colon, then return type. So normally in a C programming, we start with void. Void is a return type, remember, and void display, then function bracket. But here this is a common representation or general representation. So it comes at the end. Return type, it comes at the end. You can see same visibilities to be used. Again, the static methods are underlined, and you can see the method here. Rectangle plus rectangle width colon int comma height colon int. So both the attributes are of type integer and both are public here. Plus means public. And look at that, the class name is rectangle, the method name is also rectangle. So what is this? This is a constructor. So a class name and method name both are same, then that is called as a constructor. And you just note that there is no return type provided for this rectangle method because the constructor does not return any values. So we simply provide its arguments or parameters, that's all. In the next line, that is the next method, you can see plus distance or colon rectangle, then colon double. Here you can see the double is the return type. Okay, so this is the way to represent a methods. And commands also to be used in this class diagram. If you want, you can use this folded note. What is this? That can be represented with the help of that folded note. And what are all the relationship between classes? So generally a class can have generalization. Generalization means it is the inheritance relationship. One class can derive from another class. Simple inheritance. Also it will provide interface. Interface is used in mainly Java programming, whereas the multiple inheritance not supported in C++. So we go for the implementation of multiple inheritance in Java with the help of interface. On association, we can see three relationship: dependency, aggregation, and composition. So generalization, just we saw that it is a inheritance relationship. A class is derived from another class. Again, another class is derived. So rectangle is a base class. From that class, rectangular shape is derived. From rectangular shape, you can provide the interface. In case of association relationship, we can have the multiplicities, one to one, one to many, or in between any integer values. You can see here 2 to 4. Between 2 to 4 also possible. And this is the multiplicity of association, same as the previous one to one, that provide the each student must carry exactly one ID card, and student 1 has the one ID card. Similarly, one to many. So rectangular list can have any number of rectangles. So one to many. One, here you can put the star. And these are all some of the association types. Aggregation is a part of relationship, which is example for aggregation is car and engine. So simply engine is a part of car. Composition is a strong kind of relationship, whereas it includes must need or it entirely made of. So a book is made up of pages. Without pages there is no book. That's the meaning. And dependency. Dependency can be denoted by dotted lines. And you can see the class diagram example. A student body connected with 1 to 100, then student first name, second name, address. In that address you have the separate class here: street address, city address, state address and zip code. All the things to be provided with proper notification, that is proper symbols. You can see the minus symbols here. Similarly, the plus symbol for toString method, and the main method is available with student body class. So with this we just complete our session, and in this we just discussed about these topics: introduction to class diagrams, diagram of one class and methods and attributes of the class, and commands, also example of class diagram. Thank you all.